In this sports Photoshop tutorial, we're going to go over exactly how to do this game day graphic for the Colorado Buffaloes. Okay, the first thing we're going to do within Adobe Photoshop is create our background. We're going to want to drag in this pattern. All of the elements that's used within this design will be in the description below for you guys to download. We then will want to turn the opacity all the way down to 2%. This should give us something that looks like this. Now let's drag into our Photoshop canvas some type of background. For mine, I'm going to use this image. Me personally, I just want the mountains in my background, not the trees or the sky, so I'm going to cut out the rest. But if you have a picture of an arena or crowd from a sporting event, that's going to work perfectly fine. Because what we're going to end up doing is making this around 10 to 15% opacity as well, so it looks something like this. Okay, let's drag in our main picture of the graphic. Remember, the easiest way to remove the background is to literally select remove background right here. A lot of times this will do the trick, but if you have to use the quick selection tool and manually cut out your selection, that is fine too. If you guys are struggling with this part of the video, stop and watch the video that just popped up on your screen. It's going to help you out a ton before you continue with this design. It's going to walk through step by step how to cut a subject out. Okay, now that we have our main subject, go up to Filter, go to Sharpen, and then select Smart Sharpen. This will open the menu that you see on your screen, and you're going to want to copy these exact settings and select OK. Now go to Filter and hit Camera Raw Filter. This is where we will really start to see a difference in our graphic. We're going to want to increase the exposure as well as shadows, and what you can start to see is that your subject becomes a little bit brighter. The next thing that we're going to do is decrease the blacks. This is going to make your shadows darker, and it's going to bring out the whites in your image. Now increase the clarity as well as vibrance, and now you can start to see the detail of your subject come out. The last thing you'll do is increase the sharpening as well as a little bit of grain, and y'all will see towards the end of the video why we're adding a little bit of grain. You guys can see from the before and afters what Camera Raw Filter does to your subject. Let's make this image really pop now. Create a new adjustment layer and then hit Selective Color. Under the Whites color panel, you're going to want to decrease the black within your subject. What this will do is make the color white really pop. Then hit this button right here to create a clipping mask so that the selective color layer only affects your player image. Now we're going to work with our 3D text layer. First, hit the text button on the toolbar on the left hand side. Next, click within your Photoshop canvas and you can see what font I used for this design in the top left hand corner. The font will be available in my graphics pack for the month on my Patreon account. We're going to spell out whatever word you want to use for the design. For me, it's going to be the word game day, but it's really important that you go one letter at a time. We're going to make it look like some letters are in front of others. Click on the second letter within your word. You're going to want to hit New Layer Style, and we're going to add a drop shadow. You can see how it changes the font's background. You're going to want to use these exact settings to get the right effect on your text. And what we can do is make this our default setting. So when we click on these other letters, we can just hit Reset to Default to create this exact effect. Drag every other letter to the very top of the Layers panel. For me, this would be letters A, E, and A. And we do this because we want it to look like they are in front of the other letters. Again, you're going to want to hit New Layer Style and then go to Drop Shadow. Select the first letter, hold Shift, and then select the last. Now right click or control click and then select Convert to Smart Object. Duplicate the layer and then right click or control click and go to Raster Size Layer. Okay, stay with me now. With the raster size layer selected, we can go up to 3D and press New 3D Extrusion from the selected layer. This will create our 3D font. There are all different types of 3D styles you can select from this design, but we're going to use this one. Also, we're going to deselect Cast Shadows to get rid of the auto-generated shadow from Photoshop. Drag the first Smart Object layer above the 3D object layer. This will ensure that we keep the same color that we started with. Click the Effects tab on the bottom of your screen, and we're going to go to Bevel and Emboss. Duplicate these exact settings to create an outline of your text. You're next going to want to put a full body image of another player. Make sure you make the appropriate adjustments to the color of your subject. This means camera raw filter and selective color are a must on your new subject. Select the paintbrush on the toolbar on the left hand side of the screen. Make the size of your brush bigger and then click and drag so your brush becomes thinner, like so. Start with just one big shadow. This will represent the entire body. Go up to Filter, find Blur, and then hit Gaussian Blur. Increase the blur until it looks something like this. Now we can reduce the opacity to around 23%. And then what you can do is repeat this process for each part of the feet. The last part of this design is importing whatever text that you want, and then to wrap everything up, I'm going to put some overlays onto the graphic to make it look a little bit grainier. If you're looking for these overlays, make sure you check out my Patreon in the description below. This is the before, and here's the final result. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in the next video.